Welcome to the Farming on Purpose podcast. Today's challenges in agriculture are new, but the grit and determination required to be successful have been handed down for generations. On the Farming on Purpose podcast, we preserve the ag heritage and traditions we built our identity on while pursuing the American dream of multi-generation farms that innovate for the future. Listen along as we share stories of how farmers and ranchers are building legacies, both in their business and their character, for the sake of those they'll pass the reins to. I'm your host, Lexi Wright, and I'm excited to talk with you about the financial, generational, and production challenges facing producers in the ag industry today. This podcast is brought to you by Back Pocket Social Marketing. And yes, this is Lexi here. This podcast has been a real passion project for me. All the time that goes into interviewing guests, editing, and producing the show is sponsored by my freelance marketing agency. We specialize in website design, social media advertising, content creation and management, and email marketing. If you like to take a foundational approach to your marketing and figure out exactly what's working for you and what's not, and really focus on efficiency, then you would be a great candidate to work with us. You can reach out and talk with us more at lexi@backpocketsocial.com. We would love to help you solve your marketing challenges.
Welcome back to the Farming on Purpose podcast. I'm so excited to have Sammy Gleason with me today. Sammy and I have known each other for a long time. I remember you, I think, even back from like vacation Bible school as a little kid, Sammy. But Sammy and I have had our paths cross again recently in the last couple of years because of mutual passions for local businesses through the From the Land of Kansas program. So I wanted Sammy to come today and share more about what she does with small and local businesses and just share her passion for Kansas and all of the things that they're doing there to help businesses grow and thrive. So Sammy is the marketing manager for the From the Land of Kansas program at the Kansas Department of Agriculture. She grew up in a rural community as a farmer's daughter in north central Kansas and is now married, raising 4 spirited children on a homestead of her own in eastern Kansas. Her passion for rural communities and building relationships has led her to where she is today. Tell us, Sammy. Tell us all about what you're doing. How's the homestead stuff going? Kind of what projects have you been working on there? Tell us the more personal side of things that you don't necessarily always throw in a bio.
Yeah. Well, my dad is a 4th generational farmer in central Kansas. So I grew up surrounded by agriculture my whole life. But quite frankly, maybe like most of us, or I shouldn't say most of us, but some of us take it for granted. As a child, I remember my dad would drop me off at my grandmother's and he would go do farm chores. And then some of my fondest memories are in the kitchen and in the garden with my grandmother. So I wanted to bring that back to my own family and starting our own little homestead with our own garden. So just recently, I guess I should say we're first-time specialty crop growers. We have a garden of our own now. And we have zucchinis, cauliflower, cucumbers, tomatoes, a bunch of herbs. Our zucchinis are giant. I have never seen a zucchini so big before. I'm not sure what to do with all the zucchini. But anyway, so that's great. I took a picture of my little 2-year-old and the zucchini is literally almost as big as her. So I wish I could show you guys a picture. But anyway, so yeah, in my personal life, I love agriculture just as much as I do with my job. So that's why it's the perfect fit, helping these farm families and building the relationships with them because it truly is a passion of mine.
That's awesome. I didn't know you guys were having such a huge zucchini harvest. I have seen online people doing this new trend where I guess zucchinis take on the flavor of basically whatever you cook them in since they don't have like a lot of their own flavor. And so people have been making apple pie, but with zucchinis instead of apple. And they say you can't even tell the difference.
Wow.
So I'm like, I have to try that.
I will have to try that. That's awesome. I've done zucchini bread before, but I would have never thought about that.
I wouldn't have either. Yeah, it's crazy, but it's a great way to use up some zucchini, I bet.
Yeah, and I need all the recipes that I can get for some zucchini. And we have recipe cards here with my job, but still, there's only so many things that I thought you could do with zucchini, but that's a new one. So thank you.
Yeah, I'll have to send it to you so you can find the recipe. But okay, so From the Land of Kansas is the state trademark program through the Kansas Department of Agriculture, and you are the marketing manager directing the program. Tell us what exactly that is that you do, and how you got there, kind of that story.
Yeah. So like you said, I'm the director of our From the Land of Kansas program, which is a program within the Kansas Department of Agriculture. Our program is designed to promote and celebrate agriculture experiences and products grown, raised, and produced in this lovely state of Kansas. This is actually the 45th year of the program. So we've been celebrating Kansas businesses and ag experiences since 1978. So this year has been a fun, unique year of celebrating our 45th anniversary. So we've done activities. We were at the Capitol in March. We had about 20 vendors come to the Capitol in March to sample their products at the Capitol. They weren't able to sell at the Capitol, but they were able to give out flyers and marketing details to promote their business there. So we help with events. I like to say that we're kind of like a marketing agency, but at an affordable price, where we help those smaller producers with their social media if they need help with that, or email marketing. We help them. Basically, we help them with anything. And then the connections. A big thing that we do in our program, and it's a great thing that we are within the Department of Agriculture because we have easy access to other programs. So we work closely with food safety, pest and fertilizer, dairy, water resources, and other, programs within our agency. So we can help make those connections. We're really good at, if we don't have the answer, we will find the answer for our members to help them succeed.
And that is a huge, I don't want to say barrier, but it's a big hurdle that small businesses have to jump over when they get started if they're producing a product, with the licenses and knowing what they need and who to call and how to get all of that done. So that in itself, I feel like, is just the most helpful thing.
It really is. It really is, because people get frustrated not knowing who to contact or what to do. And they could spend so much time, hours and days, trying to find just the right person to talk to. So we try to help that gap.
That's awesome. And then the marketing stuff, in addition to that, you guys help businesses who are just starting. And I know you have bigger businesses that have been with you guys for years and years and years as well. So what are some of the things that you guys provide to maybe a business who is just getting started versus a business who is more established and looking to grow in a new area or something like that?
Right. Yeah. So the great thing about our program is we can help businesses big and small. So we meet them where they're at, whether they're just getting started. So a benefit that our members, like all of our members, like to utilize is our logo. They like to put our stickers on their product because it's showing trust. It's showing that they're licensed. So a lot of them like to use that. I'll back up. As for the smaller businesses who are just getting started, like we just talked about the licensing, just helping connect them with licensing questions, connecting them with food and safety, making sure they have the right licensing to get started. So that's something that we help with ones that are just getting started. And then the ones that are more established, we help them. So we help them create barcodes. If they want to get and sell in retail stores, we can help them. We create barcodes for them so they can get their products in Hy-Vee or Dillon's or even Walmart if they want. And then we also connect them with other members that have storefronts. So, for example, Wilkins Acres is in Abilene. They're a newer member of ours. They've only been in business, I think, for 2 years. And they have just grown so much in the last 2 years, but we helped them get started. We helped them with the licensing that they needed because they had a small product of their own, but they're like, oh, well, I can't be a member of the program unless I take these other steps. So let's take these steps so I can be a member of From the Land of Kansas. So they became a member, and then we helped connect them with other businesses. So now they have popcorn. They have Pub Gourmet in their retail store now. They have honey, they have soaps, they have lavender. And so we connected them with all those businesses. So that's a good success story. We also have like email blasts. We can create email blasts for our members if they have an event. So wineries do a lot of events. They like to utilize that benefit of ours, where we will create the email blast for them and send it out for them and do all the design work for them, because we know that our producers are busy. They don't have time to do those marketing needs that their business needs. So we help with that. I could go on and on because we have a lot of benefits, but our social media member of the month, where we just focus on one member. So like that frequency of telling their story and where you can find their products is a big one for our small and big businesses. We even have, so like Alma Cheese has been in business for years, like probably, I don't want to say, but I know they've been in business for a really long time. And they have been a member of our program utilizing our services just as Wilkins Acres is. So it just kind of depends on what their needs are, and we meet them there.
That's awesome that you guys provide such an array of things. Wilkins Acres, I love. I drove to Abilene specifically to go to their store last year around Christmas time, and I did like so much Christmas shopping there because they just had so much good stuff. And it's all local, so you're supporting local businesses, and getting it all in one place just makes it so much easier. So I love that they're open there, and right off of I-70 makes it super easy too.
Yes. And there is also another store here, and because I don't know if I mentioned, we're located in Manhattan, Kansas, the Department of Agus. And just down the road from us is Country Addict. And they're in Aggieville there. And she's so Wilkins Acres is like a mentor for her. So she has all the products. She's getting all from the Land of Kansas products in her store too, because we have several people that come to our agency and ask, oh, can I buy something right now from you? Well, then we send them just down the road to purchase at the Country Addict. So that's a neat tie too.
That's so awesome. I'm glad to hear there's a new option now for folks to get local items in Manhattan, because there's been quite a few places in the past, and then the owners have retired, or those options just have been missing there for a few years. So that's really exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome. You talked a little bit about the barcodes. So for folks who are kind of thinking about that next step of getting into retail stores, the barcode is the little code on it that looks like barred lines that you have to make it go beep across the scanner.
Yeah.
My kids are fascinated by those, but they love like, Mom, I want to make it go beep when it's time. And I'm like, I do not have time for this. But those are something that you have to purchase from a national organization, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. And that's actually an expensive thing to do. So tell us more about how that benefit works.
Yeah. That's beneficial because we pay for that cost. So with GS1, we pay for it. And then we only charge the members $5 to create that barcode for them. And then when they want to renew it, it's only $1. So it's saving them hundreds of dollars, because let's say you only need 1 to 5 barcodes, you don't want to pay for that service for the entire year. So that's why we make it affordable for them, where they only have to pay us $5 to create that barcode for them.
That's amazing, because some of those costs that are just detailed into starting a business are kind of preventative for a lot of businesses who are starting smaller from scratch. To be able to have that kind of subsidized and have that as an option is just incredible for the
Several of our members really appreciate that benefit.
Yeah, very cool. So that we've talked a lot about the benefits to members who might join the From the Land of Kansas program. How do they know if they can qualify as a member, and does it cost? What does that look like?
Yeah, so it's free to become a member. Your products must be 100% grown, raised, or produced in Kansas, or have an agriculture tie. So if a member has soap, they can't just if they make the soap, but if it's not made out of lavender that's not an agriculture tie. So it has to have that agriculture tie, 100% grown, raised, and produced in Kansas for them to become a member. Also, restaurants can be members. So if you're selling three or more, or you have the ingredients, three or more ingredients in your restaurant, then you can become a member. And then retail stores. So if you are selling the 100% ground, raised, or produced three from the land of Kansas products in your retail store, like I mentioned, Wilkins Acres, they're able to become a member because they have more than three of those products in their store.
Okay. And for people who are shopping for local things, you mentioned the logo that a lot of members like to put on their product. That's kind of just to help them identify that this product was grown, raised, or produced in Kansas, right?
Correct. Yep. It shows that it is ground, raised, or produced. It also shows that, oh, wow, this is a Kansas product. I want to purchase this. It must be, safe. It's went through licensing already. We did a study back in 2020, and it said 81% were more likely to purchase when they see that sticker on a product. So it does help showing that that's a Kansas-made product.
Yeah. You and I are both in marketing. We know that labels are important and impactful. And there's so much that I think consumers or people who buy things in general are becoming more aware of with labeling and what to look for when they're kind of choosing things in the grocery aisle, and just being able to easily distinguish that this product is locally made, locally raised is awesome with that logo. So very easy to look for. I'll have to put the picture in the show notes so people can see it there.
Yes, please.
Okay. So we've talked a lot about the program itself, the benefits, how to become a member, and what that looks like. But why does this program exist? I think is a question a lot of folks first have when they hear about it. They're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, but why is this something that I have access to? It's almost like, oh my gosh, I have access to all these benefits. Why is that a thing?
Yeah. Well, the state saw that it was a need. It's a need to help these smaller farmers markets. Also, we're the central registration for farmers markets too. And then these producers where we could just utilize your tax dollars because you're paying for it, really. So essentially, it's not free, but you're paying for it. So you might as well utilize the services that we offer. And we are here to help build those connections, those relationships, as well as promote these Kansas products, because it's important for us to shop local. Because when you support your local, business, local farmers and producers, you're supporting the economy.
Yeah. And I think I've seen some statistics before about that. I'll have to see if I can find them for the show notes. But do you know what percentage it is like when you shop local versus a big box store that stays in your local economy?
For every dollar spent, you're giving back to your local economy. So 70 cents of every dollar spent stays in the community compared to 40 cents of every dollar spent at a big box store.
Still impressive, because for rural communities, especially, the fact that you can get that money circulating locally and benefiting the people in your community versus going elsewhere is just, that's really important to making those communities survive.
Yeah, you're helping your neighbor. You're keeping your community going and you're helping your neighbors. And that's just awesome.
Yes, it is. So when people are shopping local, they've maybe identified, I want to shop local, I want to benefit the local economy and support my neighbor, what are some things that they should be looking for? Where do they figure out where and how to do that?
Yeah. So I think shopping local is easier than it ever has been right now because it's at your fingertips. And it hasn't always been at your fingertips. If you want to find something, you have your phone with you all the time and you can find it. So our program offers a map on our website to help you find the closest farmers market or producer near you. So, and currently we are working on a new search feature to make it even easier to do that. For example, if you were searching for apples, local apples, you can just search apples and then it will come up. If if they're a member of our program. So everybody needs to be a member of our program if they want their products found. Because when they search that, and if they have apples, it'll come up and show anywhere in the state of Kansas where they can find apples. And so that's a great resource that we have. Also, I just suggest if you have a favorite producer, you love their product, follow them on social media. Follow them, whatever is your favorite, Facebook or Instagram. Follow them on that, and they will, be telling you, oh, I'm going to look for me at the Manhattan Farmers Market this weekend. We'll be there from 8 to 1. Come out and find us. So just follow them, and you can find them there too. But if you're looking for newer places to shop, I think that our map is a great resource because we have it based in categories, regions, and then now we're working on that new search feature, which is a game changer.
That'll be really nice, but to just be able to type in.
Yeah.
Looking for.
And then also we have an online marketplace. So that is another one of our benefits that our members can just pay $100 for the whole year to be on our website. And then we do the work for them. They just have to ship out the product, but they can have their honey, popcorns, jams, and jellies. And then people can purchase them. You can find all Kansas products at that one-stop shop to find them and then ship directly to you.
Which is awesome. The fact, because, okay, let's talk about that as a benefit a little bit more too.
Okay.
The cost associated with creating a website, maintaining a website, and figuring out all how to set up your shipping costs and take product photos and get out all of that set up. That is a big investment for a business. Whereas they can basically come to you and say, here's our product. We want you to list it on your website and bring shoppers to us. It's like a local business from Kansas, Amazon, essentially.
Right.
Getting an email that says, hey, ship this product to this person.
Yeah, it is.
That's an awesome benefit for online sales. And that's a huge opportunity for folks since so much more online shopping is happening now than used to.
Yeah. It really is. So in some of our members, they have their own website, and some of them, that is their website. That's all that they have is for online purposes. So Spice It Up, barbecue sauce, we're just on our website solely is where people would direct them to. There is a couple others, sunflower oil, all the way out in Bird City, Kansas, but they're on our website where you can have their sunflower oil shipped directly to you, and then they don't have to pay website costs at all. So it saves them money, a lot of money, actually.
A lot of money and a lot of like management of technology.
Yeah.
Managing the website, the payment processing and accepting credit cards online. And that's just a whole thing. So that's awesome. And then for folks who do have their own website, the opportunity for people to come to your website and discover their product for the first time is also awesome.
Yeah, just have another place to have their product. Just another market. It really is like another store. Like you could be in Dillon's and Hy-Vee. It's another place for them to be.
Yeah. We had a member of the From the Land of Kansas program on the podcast a few weeks ago, Lori Bruce.
Yes.
She shared so much amazing information about how what her journey as a business has been. And she mentioned the From the Land of Kansas program. And I know last year they took advantage of one of the benefits you guys have with the holiday gift boxes.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. Yep. They're taking advantage of that benefit again this year. So Bruce's Bullseye will be in our holiday gift boxes again this year. Last year they had their jam. This year they're going to do their bread mixes. So they're going to have a different product. Our holiday gift boxes is another benefit, and it is a paid benefit. It's just $250 though, to be in that. And we advertise those gift boxes. We pay for magazine ads, we social media paid ads, we do radio ads, lots and lots of advertising to advertise those boxes. But what we do is we have two boxes, a smaller box, the Kanza, and then a bigger box, the Ad Astra. And I'm not sure about the pricing this year. I think we'll still try to stick around, $30 and $50 price difference. But there's several. So I think the smaller box has 7 to 8 products in it. And then the bigger box will have 10 to 11 products in it of different varieties. So like I said, the bread mix, you got jam, salsa is another one, mustard, beef sticks, twisted pepper, soup mixes. So anyway, we purchased those items from our members. So I'll purchase the bread mix from Bruce's Bullseye. I will purchase, let's say 500 bread mixes from her. And then we hire a company to pack them for us. And then they pack the boxes and then we ship them out for you. So really it's a win-win for the member because no matter what, they're selling 500 products we buy. Even if we don't sell that many for that one box, they're still making that money and we're getting their product into all the other states. So last year, I think we sold to almost, I can't remember, but in the past, we have sold to 48 states out of the 50. So we're getting Kansas products all over the U.S., which is amazing. And that I just think that's so great that we can do that with the holiday gift boxes.
That's such a great option when you're looking for gift items to give to people. A lot of folks now are going towards like things that you consume. So we all have so much clutter in our houses. They're like, you don't need another knickknack.
Right.
But if you can ship somebody local Kansas products to wherever they are and support local businesses in the process, pretty easy thing to check off your Christmas shopping list.
It is, and especially like I always think of like a grandma or mom, you're like, my mom has everything, my grandma has everything, like, oh, well, food, they can always use some. And then Kansas products where you're supporting local. And especially if you have a relative that isn't from Kansas, you're like, oh, here's a little love and gift from Kansas. So I just think it's a great gift option, not only just for the holidays, but any other time, like birthdays, Mother's Day, any other time, it's a great gift.
Yeah, that's fun. And people can find those if they wanted to look at those this year on the From the Land of Kansas website, right?
Yep. And then we're also going to have them in a couple of retail stores. So stay tuned to see that as well.
That's exciting. That'll be good. Well, okay. So we've talked a little bit about where people can shop, how they can shop. It's a lot easier now than it used to be. But how do we kind of get in that habit, do you think, of looking for local items and making that part of our shopping routine versus it's easier, but it still does probably require an extra step for a lot of folks if they're doing grocery delivery or, grocery pickup at a grocery store. How do we figure out what products are going to be the ones we want to buy locally?
Yeah. I guess, I kind of forgot about the pickup store. You're not going into the store as much because you're picking up. But if you are going in the store, look for the logo, our From Land of Kansas logo. And we also are getting shelf talkers in stores too, where we'll have little tabs up and we're trying to get a little section of Kansas products to make it easier. So that's something that we're working on. So stay tuned for that as well. But I think just go to the farmer's market, and just try to make an effort to go to the farmer's market because you're going to buy local at the farmer's market is where you can find it. I'm trying to think of some other ways. Really just farmer's market and looking for those logos, I think, are ways to make it a habit and stopping at those local stores that like Wilkins Acres and your local producers that you have. Because a lot of them, they're starting to and we might get into this later, but one of our members, the Holy Cow Market, they sell, they have chicken and beef that they're selling their products, but they also have From the Land of Kansas products and then other local products in their store too.
Lots of opportunities to discover if you actually go to the places where these selling at.
And that one, for example, is a restaurant. So it's really great. Like they started a restaurant and then they have where you can purchase other products when you go to the restaurant.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. I can tell it's getting close to lunchtime. You said restaurant. I'm like, I'm hungry.
I know. This job is really hard to not think about food all the time.
Yeah. And it's always just around. You have all these local products that's all the time.
Yeah.
What are some examples? You mentioned like we've talked about jams and jellies and meats or proteins. What are some other products that members are producing?
Lavender. And a unique one that we have is a cocoa vino chocolate sauce. So it's chocolate and wine. I mean, that's every girl's dream. So if any men are listening right now, definitely you can get that for your wife coming up. If you have an anniversary, that's a unique product that we have. Salsa, hot sauces, which is a new one. Spices, for when you're grilling, any kind of spices. What else? Oh, the sunflower oil. The sunflower oil is a really unique Kansas product too, I think.
That one just feels like Kansas.
Yeah, that is my go-to. And I love all of our products. It's hard to pick a favorite because I don't have a favorite because I love them all so much. And then sauerkraut. We have sauerkraut, beef sticks, beef jerky, freeze-dried candies is a new one that we have. So yeah, I could go on and on and on. We have so many products. List goes on.
Which is amazing because I think a lot of times when we think about agriculture production in Kansas, we don't think about those types of things. We think about, big wheat fields and hay and corn and cattle. We don't necessarily think about the things that we can go out and find from a farmer immediately to put on our tables.
Yeah.
But it's a growing part of the ag landscape in Kansas and really across the U.S. There's programs like From the Land of Kansas in most states.
Yes, there are. I just went to a conference actually with all of those other states, and it's awesome. It's a great experience to learn from the other states to see what they're doing, what kind of products they have. It's my favorite conference of the year to learn from them. Another one I forgot to mention is the Pickled Cottage, where they have, like pickles, obviously, because of the Pickled Cottage, but they also have they can the green beans and a mixed veggies, all canned, and it's to die for. They'll be at State Fair. So that's something I haven't talked about either. State Fair is a benefit that our members sign up and we go and sell their products for them at the State Fair. So I can talk about that a little bit more when we get on that topic.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, let's dive into it. What all do members get access to at State Fair with you guys?
Yeah, so they pay for that benefit to sell at State Fair, and then we recommend a certain amount of products for them to have us sell there. We have a booth space we have 12 members that can sell because our booth space, we would have more, but we only have enough space for 12 of them. And so we set up a booth display and we go there and our team sells the products for them. So it's great because it's a huge commitment to have to go there for 12 G's? A lot.
Yeah.
A couple weeks that you're at State Fair and have to make that commitment to be away from your family and to pay for a booth and to pay somebody to man the booth is a lot. So we do that for them. They just pay the cost of the benefit and that's it. And we go and sell their products for them for those couple weeks. It's awesome.
That is huge. Access to lots of new potential customers at State Fair. And where can people, not everybody that listens to the podcast is in Kansas, but if people are headed to the State Fair this year, where can they find the booth?
Yeah, we are in the Pride of Kansas building at the State Fair.
Okay, perfect. Well, that's exciting. So that's a big event coming up very quickly. What else do you guys have coming up here this end of summer and fall?
Yeah,
people can find you at.
Yeah, so we have another, this is a new event we're doing called Eat, Drink, Shop Kansas, and it is at a local winery, which the winery is a From Land of Kansas member, Liquid Art Winery in Manhattan, Kansas, where we have 15 From Land of Kansas members, and it's only exclusive to From Land of Kansas members selling their products at Liquid Art Winery. And the reason behind this event is we're like, oh, well, you eat, drink, and shop. Like, what can be more fun than that? And you're eating local products while you're there and drinking local, and then you're shopping local. So we're trying this new event. That's August 6th at Liquid Art Winery in Manhattan, Kansas, with the most beautiful views around here. It's also, the vendors will be indoors. So if it's hot, you'll be inside, or you can choose to be out, go walk around outside too, if you choose to. But they'll be inside shopping, and there's beautiful views. Like the windows are big, so you can still have a beautiful view while you're shopping and a drink in your hand. So that's coming up. So if you are around the area, I would definitely highly suggest going to that. Another new event that we've already did this in June, but we're going to continue to do the Flint Hills Feast. And we're also going to continue to do more events like the Flint Hills Feast in different parts of Kansas. So we're working with members, out west and north central and south central to do another feast, because the Flint Hills Feast was very unique too. We wanted to partner and collaborate more with our members. And so it was successful. The Flint Hills Feast was open to the public, gave consumers an opportunity to taste the local food and to also learn tips and tricks on how to prepare the local food too. So look for more events in your area, because we want to do more of those kind of like, we used to do the Taste of Kansas. I was just like that one event one time a year, but we're going to do like smaller Taste of Kansas throughout in each region so that everybody in Kansas can experience local foods in their area.
That's awesome. I know it takes a ton of work to put on those local events and travel, and that'll be really fun though. The Eat, Drink, Shop Local and the Feast of the Flint Hills. I mean, opportunities to go spend some time with friends, enjoy local products. What better way can you spend a Saturday or a weeknight evening and do that?
Hey, it's Lexi here, and I'm interrupting the show to tell you about a new option we have for marketing support for you. I've met so many people the past 6 months who are looking for DIY marketing support, and while I primarily offer marketing packages and website design in my marketing business, I'm excited to have something just for you DIYers too. So I know you need answers quickly to help you overcome tech challenges and get feedback on your marketing content when you have a spare minute to work on it. And you want to keep growing and learning how to make your marketing work in a way that makes sense for you. Here's what I've got for you. First, you can sign up for a free marketing toolkit, which includes social media post templates, email marketing outlines, video ideas, and a content planner and tracker. And to get tutorials and answers to those pressing questions, sign up for our weekly marketing tutorials for just $10 a month, where we tackle your most frustrating challenges together. Or sign up for the marketing support line, where you get direct access via text message to ask all of your tech support and marketing advice questions. It's like having a marketing and tech support person in your back pocket. We solve website issues, social media challenges, and just give feedback on the content you're creating. You can find those options at lexywrightconsulting.com/social under marketing support.
Well, we've talked about some of the things coming up. What is your favorite part of the program as far as just things you've worked on, members you've worked with? What makes you most passionate about what you do?
Yeah, well, my favorite part is watching our members build relationships and supporting each other. It's just amazing to watch them. Like, they don't make it a competition against each other. They're always willing to help. Like I talked about Wilkins Acres being a mentor for a new retail store, helping her get new products in her store. It's just amazing to watch that and to build those relationships with our members too. I love going on member visits and just having conversations with our members and getting to know them personally. It's amazing. Like, I really can't think of a better job for myself. Like, I feel very blessed to have my job, because I just feel like that this is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, and helping these farmers and producers. It's great.
Well, you do it well. So I'm so glad you're in the role that you're in. You do a lot of great things for Kansas businesses. I really just was so excited to have you on today, because I think a lot of small businesses, when they get started, they know that they have to streamline their business so much because they have a low budget or they're trying something new and scary. And in that process, dealing with the government or government programs can feel really scary. Like they don't want to do anything wrong. They don't want to mess up. They don't want to worry about, breaking any guidelines and getting in trouble. But really, making contact with a program like From the Land of Kansas or the state trademark programs in any state is the good part of it. It completely changes, in my opinion, a small business's interaction with the entire process of working with a state program. So I just really want people to know, small business owners, people who are thinking about branching out on their own in agriculture, to know that they don't have to be scared of the process. There are people like you there who want them to succeed, who want to make it easier for them and not a scary thing to do.
Yeah. That's why we try to say we're the fun people, we're not here to judge you or anything. We are here to help promote your products and grow your business. We want to grow Kansas. We want to, and growing Kansas starts at one small business at a time and one person at a time.
Yes, absolutely. Everybody's ideas have to start somewhere and get traction somewhere. And From the Land of Kansas, you guys try to make it easier to do that. So that's what I love so much about the program.
Thank you.
Well, I think we've shared lots of beneficial information today for folks who are considering getting started and folks who are looking to shop locally. Is there anything else you want to add about where people can follow up and learn more, or what kind of first steps they can take?
Yeah. So our website, fromthelandofkansas.com is a good starting point because you can find all the information that you want. And then also my phone number is on there. Always feel free to just give us a call. And we're always willing to come out for a visit. Like if you're one of those people, like I know a lot of farmers like to have that face-to-face interaction, and we will come out and just hang out with you, for the day, get to know you and your farm. And then we can really evaluate the situation and see how we can help you. So just feel free to reach out. And then also we have grant programs too. So a lot of it is on the Kansas Department of Ag website too, but we are helping with help you get started. That's another big thing with businesses. Like, for example, Holy Cow, the first time. Can I tell one more story?
Yeah, absolutely.
One more story. The first time I went out, actually, it was my first visit. One of our benefits was a Facebook Live, and we went out to Holy Cow Market, and I was doing a Facebook Live in the middle of a field. There was chickens running around and cows. They were all in the same field, and their whole family was there too. So it was just amazing. I was doing this interview with their whole family, but all they had just in the middle of the field. And then we did the Facebook Live, and then we went to their little store. It was super little. All they had was their beef and their chicken, and that's all that they had at that time. And then we started a conversation. And at that time, we had the Securing Local Foods grant. And her ears perked up. She's like, what? Securing Local Foods grant? Tell me more about it. So we told her more about the Securing Local Foods grant and how their business could grow with this grant, what they could do with it. And they were just so excited. And so we started brainstorming and talking about everything that we could do to grow their business. And they applied for the grant. They got the Securing, they are awarded the Securing Local Foods grant, and they expanded their business. So that was it back in 2020? The years, I have 4 children, so the years just, they go by like days. My years go by like days. So anyway, it was a couple years ago, but then I went back this year, and she had a restaurant with their products, and they were selling their products out of the restaurant with a bunch of other From the Land of Kansas products. So expanded so much. It was just so cool to see how that happened. How when we were out, sometimes, and that shows you too, growth takes time. Like I started that visit, a couple years ago. And then I went back and I could see the difference. And that is another great thing about my job, just seeing the difference that we are making in the lives of our members and helping them grow their business. So that is one of my favorite stories.
That is so cool. I think, holy cow, I have not been there. I need to put it on my list of places to visit.
Yeah, you do. It's really far out there, though. It's almost, in Colorado. I should have just went on to the mountains after.
So it's an on your way to vacation in Colorado trip. You got to add it to the destination.
Yeah, I know. I want to take my family out there, but it's awesome. But we have so many great members. They are just amazing. They're like family to me, and I want to talk about all of them, but we would be here for days.
So people need to go to the website. And they can go to the From the Land of Kansas business directory, discover new places. They can go on the map to find what's close to them. But one thing I want to make sure folks know, if they are thinking about starting a business, a local Kansas business, one way they can find out about those grant opportunities and things coming up that would be available to them is your newsletter. So if they are not ready to be a business that's part of the From the Land of Kansas yet, but they're thinking about it, how do they get on that newsletter list so they can know about opportunities coming up?
Yes, sign up for a newsletter. You can subscribe on our website for the newsletter. And then also, if you can't figure out how to, just send us an email and say, hey, I would like to receive your newsletter. But right now, we probably maybe need to make that a little easier to subscribe for the newsletter, like a pop-up. We don't have a pop-up right now, so you'll have to just go and scroll down at the bottom of the page and subscribe for the newsletter.
Sounds good. Well, we'll make sure to provide all of those links in the show notes so people can find them easily. Thank you so much for being on today, Sammy, and sharing your wealth of information with folks. I hope that some folks really take this opportunity to make their lives a little bit easier and see all that you guys have to offer in the From the Land of Kansas program.
Do you know someone building their ag legacy or with stories of yesteryear on the farm that need to be shared? Please let us know or help them apply to be a guest on the show at farmingonpurpose.com/guest. If you've enjoyed spending time with us today, please take a moment to review the show on Apple Podcasts or give us a share on social media. You can follow the host of Farming on Purpose, Lexi, at Farming on Purpose on all social media. And let us know what topics you want to hear more about.